Hello everyone, myself Vijay, and today we are covering a biophysics topic, and I will explain you about that in this video. Now we are going on my tablet screen for taking the reference of a book. Okay, now I will start with the topic. The main biochemical processes. The hormonal activity is controlled by the chemical functioning of the few atomics group. The line is explaining that the few atomics group can be used in different chemical processes, or the few molecules can be used in different chemical processes and the life process. Uh, in this, the author want to explain us about the structure and the properties of hormonal demonstration of the biological importance of the individual molecule structure. Like for example, a table here is given that the approximately the chemical composition of the cell. The approximately the chemical composition of the cell of the E. coli is here been explained, like the content of the E. coli and the other thing, the number of molecules and that all. We have a list that the amount of water present in the E. coli, the inorganic ions like sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, uh, they are present in the E. coli, the amino acids and their other thing, the water, the inorganic ions, carbohydrate and their different precursors, amino acid and their precursor nucleotides and their precursor lipid acids, the protein, DNA and RNA present in the E. coli. The average weight of given here, the number of molecule in the cell present, the number of different molecules, like how many different molecules of a same type of cell are present in there. This is explained about there. After that, we move to uh, next page. First of all, I will erase it all. Okay. In this paragraph, the author is discussing about the biological process like glycolysis, the photosynthesis, and how the environment of the earth is formed and the atmosphere at that time present. Uh, the author is explaining about the evolution which started from 3.5 into 10 raised to power 9 year ago. At that, the oxygen is not present there. So there is the like environment of anaerobic processes, not the aerobic or the metabolic processes. If there is the environment present of not present of like anaerobic environment, there maybe the life exists today may not be present at that time. We can't like think about that type of environment nowadays. Now I will explain the some topic from here and some topic from other references. Okay, like here is a chemical process is given. Okay, there is the there is the chemical process of glycolysis, which we I will explain about you. Let's move to the different slide. I have notes. Ah, there is the simple. like Venn diagram I have made for you, in which the glucose is converted into pyruvate, which have three carbon and two molecule form from hexose glucose. It means it contains six carbon, in which the ATPs has been used. It is converted it is converted into phosphates, phosphate 1,6 biphosphate, fructose 1,6 biphosphate, DHAP, glycerol aldehyde 3 phosphate, and NAD also formed there. ATPs are also formed there. The total 4 ATPs are formed because the process is happening two times, and the two NADH are forming. There is if this process is not present, then we do not get cell energy, which we say we get energy from the phosphate, from like ATP, ADP, and the inorganic phosphate. Now again, I will move on the book. Like we can see that six carbon glucose is used here, the 4 NAD and 2 ADP and 2 inorganic phosphates are used to form a pyruvic acid, and 4 NADH and 2 ATPs in this process. After that, this pyruvic acid plus 4 NADH is converted into lactic acid, and after that the lactic acid is used to form the ethanol, which is very important to form in this process. Now the author is like the secondary step in the glycosidic and the alcoholic fermentation are so called the pentose phosphate pathway, which is also known as the reversible pathway of this. Now we have come to the like different. In this, the author have explained about the photosynthesis. In the presence of the environment of CO2, as we have seen in the like last reaction, the CO2 is produced here. If this CO2 is not produced, then there is no photosynthesis can take place, because the plant take the CO2 and they give oxygen, and after that the oxygen in environment is formed, and the evolution gets started. The organism games which use the oxygen. In first of all, there is only anaerobic respiration, not the aerobic respiration. Like in the presence of the environment of CO2, which is formed in the course of anaerobic oxidation, make possible photosynthesis. It take place around the 3 into 10 raised to power 9 year ago. Like after the 5 uh, uh, years after the evolution started. As we have seen, the 3.5 into 10 raised to power 9 year ago, the evolution started, and after that, this reaction take place, and we are able to get oxygen environment for the photosynthesis take place in the green plant, and for the photosynthesis occur in the light absorbing compound are required in a particular dose, uh, like pentose ring, or we can say the porphyrin rings, pyropyrin rings, which are present in the chlorophyll and the cytochromes. They absorb the light, and after that by the reaction they convert it into like glucose plus water plus O2. As we can see in the this reaction, the 6 CO2 plus 12 water give the C6H12O6, also known as the glucose, plus 6 water and 6 O2. After that, these are explained about like the third stage which is involved is the Krebs cycle, the lactic acid and the acetylcholine and the um, acetylcholine and oxalic acid are being regenerated in the secondary revolution of the cycle. Some of the reaction involve the cycle. Is the true electron transport in this in the photosynthesis there is a electron transport like mechanism, or the Z line we can say. The electron move to more negatively uh, like affinity ions in that process. After that we can see there is one more reaction about the aerobic respiration. We have seen the like uh, in we have seen the photosynthesis. There is also the production of some energy. Not we can say that energy, the amount which are used that be changed into that form. We have a reaction C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2 plus 36 ADP plus 36 uh, uh, inorganic phosphate that are converted into 6 CO2, 12 water and 36 ATP. In this reaction we get the energy, the ATP, 36 ATPs. And now the respiration is much more efficient than glycolysis, as we know. Upon glycolysis, the free energy change per molecule of glucose is in the glycolysis we get energy of 196 kilojoule only, whereas upon the respiration we get 2880 kilojoule energy. The complex process of metabolism, accumulation, and the consumption of energy is specialized located in the cell, as we know that. The respiration occur in the metabolic membrane, and the photosynthesis take place in the membrane and the chloroplast. The whole reaction which have we have seen as that C6H12O6 is taking place where in the chloroplast. Okay. The biochemical process are the evolutionary source, and after that we are moving to like another portion of that thing. In this, we are learning about the strong and the weak interaction. The interaction of the atom in a biological molecules as well as in the molecules of synthetic organic compound are the first of all the chemical covalent bonds. As we see that the carbon carbon bond is equal to 348.6 kilojoule per mole energy. If we want to break the carbon carbon bond, we need this type of energy. If we want to break the carbon and nitrogen bond, we need a energy of 336 joule per kilogram. In this the different type of bonds are explained to us. As we move forward, there are the seven type, like Now we will start about the ionic bonds. Okay, we see about the ionic bonds. The force of the ionic interaction described by the Coulomb's law, which is used in the physics, we can be used here in the biology to like how much energy we need to break that type of bond in a chemical reaction if we want to break it. The force of the ionic interaction is described by the Coulomb law, in which the energy of interaction between the two ions with a charge E1 and E2 are given by like uh, here the U is also known as the like force or the energy we get, and the E1 is the charge on the first molecule, E2 is the charge on the second molecule, R is the distance between them, and there is a sign which is known as the dielectric constant in this formula. Its value is fixed about many ions. So we can using this formula we can calculate about between the different ions how they interact or how they break or get yeah, like attracted to each other and form the bond. In the second we explaining about the ion and dipole interaction between the ions and the polar group of the molecules which are like which are determined by the ionic charge and the dipolar moment of the atomic group in the interaction within. It is between the ion and a dipolar. Dipolar is like I can explain you because I have some sort of knowledge about that. I've read in the physics. Like this is a molecule. There is the positive charge. There is the negative charge. There are also four positive charge, four negative charge. As it is when we see it, it looks like neutral. But when any like sodium came near this positive charge repel them side on the different, and in the negative charge attract it, so the shape get changes. I'm explaining about the shape here. Like that it becomes like this. This is the dipolar interaction between an ion and dipolar molecules. We can say because the ion can have only negative charge or the positive charge, but a molecule uh, it can be like dipolar. Now we have the orientation forces. The electrostatic interaction between the dipoles. The dipole moment is denoted by the P. As we know that the dipole moment is denoted by P or the small by the small p. We can say that because the P is used for the pressure in the physics, and the small p is used for like dipole moments of a like small molecule, or the atomic group is equal to the in order to magnitude the production of the dielectric charge, which is equal to 4.8 into 10 raised to power minus 10 esu, by the length of the bond is about 10 raised to power 8 minus 8 centimeters. Sorry, the traditional unit of the dipolar unit is d by denoted by the big D, and 1 d is equal to 10 raised to power minus 8 esus. Sorry, I have like cold, so I'm like having a difficulty in like speaking and explaining little bit, but I will explain the whole topic. Don't worry about that. uh, we have a simplified formula The original formula is this, but it gets simplified in this way as the u, we have no in the like coulomb's formula u here. It is the same u in which the minus sign indicate that it is the repulsion force. uh, it is the repulsion force which is present there. uh, we have here the p1 p2 are like in the vector form, because the dipolars are the molecules, not the ions, which move in the one direction. Dipolar can be used move into the both direction. So that, okay, now we'll move to the fourth force, also known as the inductive force. The fourth force, or known as the inductive force, the permanent dipole of a molecule or the atomic group induced in the another molecule or the atomic group a dipole moment with which the interacts, and the dipole moment induced by an electric field of a strength of E is given. Like as we know, if uh, like a dipole, we have a dipole like positive charge, negative charge. If we use a strong electric field, like how we can draw the electric field, like that electric field are drawn in this way in one direction, denoted by big E in the physics. And like we have a dipole ion like positive negative here, and the electric field of can be positive charge or can be negative charge, and it can influence the dipole to permanently settling down its ion on the one side. So the force is calculated by the P is equal to A into the E. Here A is the dipole. We can say A is the polarability of which characterizes the ability of the electron shell to be displayed under that. Okay. After that, we have dispersion force, or we can simply say the London force, as it was discovered from a scientist uh, which have published its paper in the London press. So the name given after that, the London force. Uh, the interaction of the valence saturated electron shells of the atom or the molecules. There is the force which is independently the presence of the charge, the dipole moment, uh, such as the example of force operated between the molecules. There is the example given in which the ions or the molecules which have the London force between them are N2, O2, and the CO2, and the noble gases, as we see in the predictable and in the group 18. After that, we have more forces for explanation. Uh, Now we will have the hydrogen bonds, the specific donor acceptor interaction that are induced by the hydrogen atoms in the group of like OH, NH, FH, and as we know that HCl acid. It also have the hydrogen bonding, and like it is the one of the strongest bond which are found in the like nature. As you can see that the hydrogen, oxygen, how they are forming the bond. There is the hydrogen present between like side to the O. Now we have hydrophobic interaction, like hydrophobic, like water repellent. Also, they are known as mm, mm, biopolars, protein and the nucleic acid. The function mainly as the mainly in the aqueous medium. As we also get like idea about the name, the hydro is for the water and the phobic the water repellent. As you can may they are mainly found in the aqueous medium or the watery medium. We can say that the hydrophobic forces are the forces of the specific repulsion between a non-polar atomic group and the water molecules. They consist of uh, they consist of the entropic effect determined by the specific feature of the structure of the water as the condensed system. Uh, these forces are mainly present in like aqueous medium. We can easily see in some of the aqueous medium. We have the hydrophobic interaction. Now there is a next chapter. We will see in the different videos. And thank you for giving me your important time. Thank you. My name is Vijay from Group 322. Thank you very much.